Hey, what's up guys? It's Amanda and welcome back to the first video of 2017. I hope you guys are having a wonderful artsy-fartsy Friday. As you can tell by the title of today's video, I'm going to be discussing commissions. And you might be thinking, Amanda, I didn't think you did commissions. You would be correct. I usually don't. This video, the piece that I'm coloring in this video, is sort of a special case. And it was sort of just a unique opportunity that kind of really intrigued me, and I was like, okay, you know what, yeah, I'll accept this commission. But as it is right now, I do not have commissions open, so I just kind of wanted to clarify that. But I kind of still wanted to make this video just to discuss some of the things that I learned and some tips that I think might be helpful to those of you who are considering opening commissions, or for those of you who currently have commissions open. And also I think that this might be a good opportunity for us to kind of just discuss things in the comments. If you know something that I don't, please feel free to share that, and we'll all just kind of like educate each other, you know, and learn something new. So without further ado, I'm just going to kind of get into the whole experience of this commission. And this was the first commission that I've ever been approached via the internet by. Does that even make sense? Is that even English? I don't know. Anyway, the person who commissioned me approached me via Facebook through my art page, which is linked down below. And that is a pretty good way to contact me regarding like professional matters. I would say either Facebook or my business email. Those are where you can contact me about art trades or collabs or commissions, but just please be aware that like right now my schedule is a mess and I have zero time for things like that, and I really do apologize. I have a lot of stuff in the works still, so it's going to be a while before I even have enough time to do like more art trades and collabs, so just kind of a forewarning. But anyway, so the client reached out to me via Facebook, and his name is Matt. He said I could mention that, and he has a Twitch channel. I think he does like gaming streams, and his username on there is Action Calamity, so you can go check him out. He's a really cool guy. I met him at a comic convention actually, so that's kind of how we met, and then he contacted me via email several months ago. I'm not going to talk too much about the commission concept just because it's kind of personal and not really relevant to just discussing commissions in general, so I'm not really going to talk about that, but you can see me coloring it in the video. I'm using a 9x12 piece of Bristol board, and I'm coloring it with my Copic markers. I will go in with some various multi-liners later in the video. But anyway, so he approached me via Facebook, just basically asking me if I was open to commissions. And I was like, you know, not really. I'm not really open to that. But then he kind of started explaining the concept a little bit more, and I was really intrigued by the idea, and I was like, you know, okay, I usually don't do commissions, but this seems like a really cool opportunity, and, you know, I'd be happy to do it. So I agreed to the commission, and before it was like set in stone or anything, we discussed the concept a little more. We discussed estimates with pricing and size, and once we agreed on a price and a size and a medium, then we kind of moved forward. So he sent me reference pictures of the subject and just kind of some additional information. You know, when you're drawing a person, it's kind of nice to not only capture their likeness, but a little bit of their personality as well. So we spent a little bit of time kind of discussing that. And then we discussed pricing. And I think ideally if you're doing commissions, it's very important to make sure that you don't get screwed over. The internet's a crazy place. I know Matt was not in any way trying to screw me over, which is great. But I'm just saying in general, it's good to just kind of have a set guideline to follow when you're doing commissions and to not really stray too far away from that, just kind of for your own protection, because it's the internet, you know. So ideally you would want to secure the entire payment before going forward with the commission. However, in this instance, I settled for taking half of the payment prior to starting the commission, and then the other half once the commission was completed before it would be mailed out. And it was sort of this thing where Matt said, you know, I'm willing to pay you more once the commission's done, you know, if that works better for you. And I said, you know, I'd really rather have half the payment now before I start, and half the payment after, just so that I kind of have a little bit of insurance if this were to fall through, whatever it is. I've still put work in and I still get some payment, you know. So I think that that's really important. Some other things that are really important to just kind of discuss with your client is to make sure that they understand that them purchasing this artwork does not give them the right to that image. They can't distribute it commercially. They can't sell it, you know, resell it, or use that image without your permission on anything, you know, like commercial-wise, or if they post it online to give you credit. That kind of stuff's really important to mention too, just so that they understand that they own the original work, but they don't own that concept. They don't have the right to redistribute it. So that kind of stuff's really important to consider too. I discussed that with Matt too. That was totally okay. We were good with that. So moving forward with the commission, after we discussed everything, I said, okay, give me a couple days. I'll be back with some initial concept sketches. I had 2 designs mocked up and said, okay, which do you like better, A or B? Or if you don't like either, give me some guidelines so we can kind of go in a different direction. So he picked one of the 2 concepts, and I said, okay, great. And he kind of gave me some guidelines of what to change and what to add, and we went from there. So I said, okay, great, give me a couple more days and I'll come back with a more refined concept sketch. Once we had that, I also gave him some color scheme ideas, and I said, again, I gave him 2 options. I said, which do you like better, A or B, or if you don't like either, which direction were you kind of thinking? And he picked one of the 2, which is great. He was a super easy client. I'll just say that. Like, he was very easy to work with, and that was awesome. So that won't always be the case, and I haven't really had that experience yet, so I can't really offer you guys any advice on that yet. But then I said, once, you know, we had the concept finalized, once we had the color scheme finalized, I said, okay, I'm going to go ahead, work on the finished piece, and get that done. So we had all the final revisions in place, and I went ahead and colored the final piece, which you see me doing in this video now. Once I completed it, I, you know, sent him a scanned image with watermarks, just so, again, you're protecting yourself from any potential art theft or internet shenanigans, you know. He gave me some very final revisions, and it was real easy to kind of finish it up. And then once it was finished, I said, okay, now I need the other half of the payment before I am able to mail it out to you. So that was fine. That was no problem. Again, I used PayPal. It was really easy and effortless, and just I prefer that method for handling money via the internet. I think PayPal is excellent. So yeah, and then I boxed it up. I packaged it up in an envelope, a cardboard envelope. I reinforced it with more cardboard just so that it would be really sturdy and there wouldn't be any chance of the image getting bent or damaged in transit. I shipped it using USPS. I don't know if that's even really important, but that's what I did. And yeah, it is currently in transit to Matt, and he said he is overjoyed with the end result, which makes me really, really happy, and this was a really cool learning experience for me. So yeah, that's pretty much it for my first commission experience. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next week with some brand new videos. Bye!